Hey everybody, this is Terrible Tim Witherspoon, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And we have something for you today that I haven't really thought about during my whole life. And I'm an older guy. I'm older than you guys. We cartoons and analyzing. Ben, tell them what it's all about.
Yeah, we're here. Thank you, champ. We're representing the Hajime no Ippo community, the subreddit. We're going to do a fight breakdown with former world champion. So let's look into it. Ippo Sendo 2, Lallapallooza. Brian, let's jump into it.
These guys really going at it, aren't they?
He's going whole hog right from the start.
It'd be like a Rocky Balboa real fight.
Here's a pause it, Brian. So, champ, that move right there, that's Ippo. Hits his signature weapon. That's the Dempsey roll. He figured it out because he said he needed to find a way to hit without being hit. So he's doing that side to side, throwing the big hooks. It's not really a roll, though, right?
No, you actually want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I think you'll get hit more doing this. No, that's not the roll. A roll is like when you roll with a punch. If a punch comes, you'll roll with it, and you either go throw a punch back or roll with your defense up and come back like this.
Exactly. If you're just doing this back and forth,
that's not a roll.
They're just going to counter you because they know you're just moving back and forth.
Yeah. So I don't know who made that cartoon or whatever, but that's not a roll. But I guess this is cartoons and stuff. That's not a roll.
Well, how would you compare it to like the Tyson kind of bob back and
forth?
That's
more like bobbing and weaving. That's more like bobbing. He's really just bobbing. He's not weaving. Weaving, I think, is slipping.
Weaving. Well, they talk about he's supposed to be moving in like a figure eight, but really he's just moving left and right, and that's not really a roll. That's almost like rocking back and forth.
I wouldn't train my boxer to actually do this. There's got to be a little bit more movement and something like that in front of a guy, you know? So bobbing like this is just, you can get eaten alive.
Yeah, I mean, if they throw a punch and you go under and back under again, that works. But if you're just standing in front of them going, that's just begging for a counter.
You're just giving them free shots also. Exactly. So it's just my opinion and yours. But it's
just the world champ's opinion.
Yeah,
Brian, let's keep going.
Okay, let's go.
He is down.
And again.
Get your gloves out there. Look out. Back off and get some distance.
Pause it, Brian. So, champ, you ever get like conflicting advice from your corner? I mean, like actually, not even that. When you're in the middle of a fight and your corner yells something for you, can you hear it? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, you can hear it because when you're in the gym, he's all the time hollering at you. You know that voice. You know when you hear that, you'll hear it amongst 5 different voices because you know you're always hearing it. You know, and like the boxer needs somebody that he could trust, somebody he loves. We talked about this before. Like as a second, you got your trainer.
Yeah, like this because in your corner you have your corner, like your trainer, your second, and your cut man. Cut man, obvious, deals with cuts. Trainer, obviously trainer. What is a second?
Oh, a second to me is very important. You know, it could be anybody. It could be somebody. Well, somebody.
Go to the corner of Tim Witherspoon. 4 brothers, 3 sisters, a big family.
You're okay, Timmy, but you got to punch at him a little bit more, okay? Punching at him enough. You want to win this here fight, okay? All right, if it goes the distance, Timmy, you got to punch at him more than you're punching at him, all right? Going down the stretch. All right? You can't fight him in 7. Going to the 7th round now, okay? You can't fight him even up, Tim. Okay. You got to take this away from him.
Take it from him.
Take this young away from him. You got to show him do it.
Don't show him no respect.
That's right. Don't show him no respect.
Hands up. Come on, Tim. Come on, you push it.
Push it,
I'm impressed by the alertness of the contender Witherspoon, listening to everything that Robinson is telling him. Some good advice as we replay. There's the left.
You love, somebody who you trust, somebody that motivates you, somebody that's really important. Somebody is a lot of words. That second person has to mean a lot to you. There's a lot of boxers that don't have that, and you'll see a lot. To me, you see a lot of different not mental breakdowns, but you don't see a lot of like positive things all the time. So your second got to be a guy that motivates you, that 100% you can give him $500 and they'll give all of it back to you, things like that. And somebody that really motivates you before the fight, run with you. That should be your second. He don't have to be a trainer.
So they're not there to give advice. They're there to just be like, yo, keep going, champ. So you just, all right, I got to keep going.
No, well, when boxers be training for fights, that second be like a cheerleader. He's the main one. Hey man, blah 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 blah. And when you hear that voice, it kind of motivates you. But you were saying that the trainer is very important, and he can motivate you.
Yeah, trainers for strategy, seconds for like support, really giving you that drive. Okay.
And some seconds know some stuff, so you can believe stuff that they say. You can listen to stuff they say too. But the trainer is the one that you're supposed to listen to. And like when you almost getting ready to bell to ring, you going out. The second can say a couple of things to you, or when the trainer's finished, he can motivate you. Come on, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's get this guy out of here. Yeah.
Like a 1-2,
but
jab and the cross.
No, but not give him directions.
Yeah, no, I say like trainer's the jab and the second's the cross. 1-2.
I understand that, but no, I'm saying that the second shouldn't be giving him a plan when the head trainer gave him one. He could give him little hints. Hey man, the guy hand is low. Hit him with like that, but don't stop that plan that they had between the trainer and the boxer.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, Brian, let's keep going.
I hope that wasn't confusing.
No, great explanation, champ. That's something we'd never know. Only pros gonna know that.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so he rolled under that one. Finally, a roll.
A roll. Bill Frazier used to do it all the time.
Ooh, what a face. Ooh. Not down yet. And this is why they always say protect yourself at all times.
Yes.
Don't just stand there and get hit. Oh, pause it right there, Brian. Okay, I gotta say I feel like that's the definition of a cartoon magic. If his hands are up like here, he gets punched on top of his guard. What are the odds he's gonna get a big old bloody nose from that?
Wait a minute. Was his hands crossed?
Yeah, he was doing this.
Yeah, well, there is a good chance.
You think so? Even just from hitting himself, you think it'll?
This could happen. This could happen. Look.
But you think that's strong enough to really like make your nose bleed?
Oh yeah, you can go like this. You can go like this and make your nose bleed.
Whoa.
You can take this and pluck it hard, or go like that. For some people, mine won't do that. But there's people that got sensitive nose, and they're bust. Yeah, but this here that'll easily could bust your lip too. It depends on how hard. Let Tyson hit both of your hands, like with both your hands.
That's true. That's true.
Let Tyson hit it like that, or George Foreman.
I feel like if anything, that's gonna break my wrist before it breaks my nose.
Well,
like if I'm here and he smacks me as hard as I can.
Yeah, it's not enough support here, so it's gonna definitely hit you. You can't hold that hard hit like that. If somebody go boom, he gonna do like it's gonna definitely go like that.
Well, it's funny. You mentioned like some guys got weak noses. What would you say is the difference between like a punch that hurts, like you hit and you go, ah man, or a punch where you hit it and it's like fireworks? You just know it doesn't hurt, but that punch rocked you.
Oh, if you know it rocked you, it hurt. Oh, I know what you're saying. Now I got hit around the top here, around the hair. I didn't feel no pain, but
exactly. You just know, whoa.
Frank Bruno did that to me. I think Bone Crusher did it to me one time, and there was a couple other, maybe one more other person. Call the Truth did it. I didn't feel no pain, and he hit me good. You don't feel pain, you just feel awkward, and you feel this funny feeling. You got to get hit with a good punch to know what it feels like.
Yeah. How do you come back from a punch like that?
Some people will bounce right back. It just hit you, and you got the courage, you got the stuff, you got that build up in you. You know you're a champ, or you're going to be a champ. That's what's going to make you come back. Hit, boom. I got my people behind me. I got my good trainer. I got hurt, No, I'm gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
That's what's going through some of them guys' mind. No, if you don't have that heart, you're gonna stay down.
Yeah,
But
you
you're
definitely
playing
got to
in
have that.
everybody
You got to
mind.
have the right attitude, not just the right body.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So you just got to keep moving.
Keep going, Brian.
Fresh blood has started to leak from between his boxing gloves. That power blow smashed the challenger straight.
Why you
through
protect
his
yourself at
guard.
all times?
All the time. Now he got the peekaboo.
Yeah.
Very long match.
That's his signature. The
Now what is
peekaboo.
he upset about?
I reckon he's charging like a bull.
It
No
looks
one
like
likes to
he's
get
upset.
no one likes to get punched,
He
champ.
scored a clean hit with the Dempsey roll, didn't he?
You got to keep your composure.
Yeah. Like you said,
You got to
man.
keep your composure.
Got the leg strength to change
Get
fast.
mad afterwards.
Whatever he did to train his lower body's
Oh, yeah,
really
lower
paid
body.
off now.
Oh, he's turning his knees in.
Yeah. Got that good
Okay.
lower body.
Okay.
It'd be a shame if we didn't get to use him in this match.
Be incredibly effective to use weights this heavy.
Oh yeah. So this is the
I
training.
don't
You did
know about
ankle
that.
weights.
It's hard to say.
We
The
talked
effect
about
never
that. I'm
Brian,
not
give it a
fan of
pause.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
not
your
a
opinion
fan.
on ankle weights, champ?
Huh?
What's your opinion on ankle weights?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ankle weights. I do believe if you lift, put the leg, do a lot of leg exercises with weights in your hands. Like I said before, somebody told me that it separates your ankle and your feet a little bit and causes fluid to go in between your ankle area. This is
don't
what I
use
was
that.
told a long time ago. That's why I had him before and I left him alone. Because when you tie him up tight and every time you bounce, the weights shift up and down and it causes your ankle to get fluid in it. This is what I heard. So I stopped using them.
So what do you do to train lower body other than just road work?
I run. I do leg lifts and stuff on the when you go into a gym, try to do legs lift. But I wasn't really a real big time in lifting legs and stuff like that. But if I would lift weights like Tyson and all them guys, I think I would have been really even extra more dangerous. Yeah.
Legs got a big part of the punch, you think?
But the old timers didn't want us to lift weights.
Yeah, I mean that's an old thing people hear. Like boxers don't lift weights, but nowadays they do.
I wish they would have. Oh, them boxers back then was strong. It was natural foods, fresher air, more natural food. They ate better back in the 30s and 40s, and they got strong by nature. They're using steroids and everything now. I'm just saying they're using.
You ain't wrong, champ. You ain't wrong. Let's keep going, Brian.
Supplements.
It was the same way in my last match, but they do have an effect. Once I take them off, I almost feel like I'm floating.
And you gradually built up the weight over time?
Right, and I felt the effect when I exploded in round 3.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like, do you feel strong legs make the punch better?
I realized something. I saw how my punches and Makanouchis were.
Not in every case, because I knew dudes that had strong legs. Huh?
Like in what case does legs really help a punch, or
no,
how does it help a punch?
I just met guys that had strong legs. You hit them on the chin, and they won't go down, but they stand there, but they can't punch.
Oh, so that way the legs were more for absorbing rather than dishing.
Yeah, they just absorbing. They just strong. He got strong legs, but he can't. But his arms not. I met several people like that. They look strong. Their legs were strong. They run, they lift weights with them, but they couldn't punch hard.
Gotcha.
They couldn't punch hard. So, and then it was guys that had strong legs that could punch hard.
Gotcha. So it doesn't matter. Legs might help, but you got to do more than just.
For your punching power, I do
Yeah.
believe you definitely have to bend them.
Yeah.
You definitely have to bend your knees and twist your body in certain directions to get the leverage and throw it and punch.
Yeah.
You boxed a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Just
know
a little
by
bit.
now.
Yeah. Let's keep going, Brian.
Different.
He's falling asleep.
Till now, I've been throwing my punches with my upper body. But when I hit
That's what you're saying. Only upper body. You gotta bend. You're right.
From my body was now riding on my fist. And I can't let it in. Oh no! A counter straight to the gut!
Body blow.
Come on! Get this out! Take this! You're out of your league! Oh, Makanouchi! He's hurt!
Rocky!
This is when it looks like a movie. Just all punches, no technique, just swinging for the fences.
Hey, I've seen fights like that. What's the fight like that? What's his name? Notori Gotti and
Oh, Mickey Ward, Arturo
Mickey
Gatti.
Ward. That fight, they did do skills, but then at one point
Yeah.
they was going back and forth.
You got to do both. I mean, every boxer's got to know how to box, but every boxer's got to know how to fight. But I feel like it's a problem these days. People watch boxing and they think the only thing that matters is a KO. The only thing that matters is just swinging as big as you can. But that's not boxing. I mean, it's a part of boxing, but there's a reason we got a point system in boxing because there's a science to it.
Yeah.
I think people forget that, most boxing matches end on points.
And on points, they be figuring that out. But the old timers, real quick, would show you how to set up combinations instead of throwing punches. So if I see my boxer come back to the corner the way that they was throwing punches, I would have told them, look, you don't be trading like that, like keep on trading punches, set back and figure something out.
Yeah, exactly.
And bing, bing. They kept throwing punches at each other, and it looked sloppy, but it was a good fight for the fans.
Yeah, why bother taking all the hits when you could not take them and land your own? That's why it's boxing, not brawling.
Perfectly said. Yup.
Let's keep going, Brian.
Hits again in the center ring, and inevitably.
Yeah, the crowd loves it, though.
I know. The crowd, they don't know. A lot of them don't know, and a lot of them do. Some of them do.
Yeah.
Actually, what's going on when they get in the ring?
Boy's been taking some solid hits, but he's steady as a rock. Unreal. I just can't believe it. They are totally beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, they are.
Now find out who's
Back.
got
Just trading.
It's taking its toll. He starts to stagger.
And there goes the legs, like you said.
That champion.
Is he bending his leg?
Yeah.
Well, he was able to stay standing. He got the strong legs, so he didn't go
Okay,
down.
strong legs, yeah.
Keep going.
No way Ippo would have been able to survive a pummeling like that a year ago. I guess it was a good idea for him to chop some wood at training camp, wouldn't you say? Wait a second.
There you go.
Okay.
Now upper body.
Just watch this. For starters, you need to stabilize your lower body. Got it? Got it. And then you hold your chest out like this.
Now, this is
and
the old
bring it down
timers.
like so.
Yeah, see, they splitting.
It's got absolutely
Pause
We
it.
chop the trees
when I
down.
was locked.
Did you chop logs?
Yeah, they splitting. We
Did you do that at your training camps?
Yeah. Okay.
Who'd you do that with? Anyone else?
Yeah, I did it with a lot of other boxers. Zuma Nelson. Let me see. Clinton Barnes. With some of the other Alfonso Ratliff, Dwight Davison. These are guys that boxing people know. Mitch Blood Green went out there a couple of times. David Bay. Michael Dokes didn't go out with us, but I'm sure he did it. He was a heavyweight champ
Did you ever chop with Ali?
Yeah, I chopped with Ali up at Deer Lake. I chopped
wow.
with him, but he didn't chop a whole lot. We just chopped a little bit. And we ran. They ran like 6 miles, but
Okay, so it was more running than
me.
chopping.
Huh?
More running than chopping.
Yeah.
Like what would like a day at the training camp look like? You wake up and run?
Yeah, getting up. Okay, so at Ali's camp, Ali would get up and run with his people. He didn't want people really running with him. It was secret. So he got up real early. Then I got up with all the rest of the guys and ran. But I ran with him one time. It was 6 miles, I think it was.
Dang.
It was 6 miles, and we ran that 6 miles, and I was after that, I was like, whoa. First time I ever did it. No, I did it twice in my life, but the first time we did it was with him up there in Deer Lake.
Hey, champ.
Yeah.
What about the one guy you forgot you chopped with one of the hardest punchers in history?
Ernie Shavers.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ernie Shavers. We did chop wood with him. So Don King has a camp in Orwell, Ohio, and all of us was there. And it'd be like 35 of us out there chopping with 30. It's been a whole bunch of them, not one or two. And you hear all the woods going, everybody hitting the wood, and it was fun. Yeah,
35 boxers all chopping wood. That would be a sight.
Don King's camp. Ernie Shavers ran the camp, made sure everybody did their stuff, but he didn't bother the top guys like me, Miss Green, Michael Dokes, Azuma Nelson, the champs. But he made everybody get up and exercise. That was
Nice.
his
I like
job.
it.
Make sure nobody fight in the camp because we wrecked the camp up. We shot the camp up with real guns.
All right, story for another time. Let's keep
Yeah,
going, Brian.
Well, hey,
You guys did it every day instead
they
of
didn't.
three.
Okay,
Oh, damn. Is that what your back looks like now, champ?
never.
Never?
Nah, I knock him out.
Muscle and he's over
See all
70.
the muscles? I would love to see that.
Exercise is primitive, but the effects are huge. I see. That's
But if he hits you, your lights is out.
Oh, yeah.
Find out about Ippo
And he's a
chopping
featherweight.
wood. I get it.
Keep going.
Now, you're the old guy from the training camp, right? Yeah, that's right. Oh. Makanouchi worked his upper body, Sendo his lower body. Both
Like we're talking upper body and lower body. You need both for a good punch.
Matched in almost every way. He scored the first knockdown, but it's still hard to know.
Is that they both have different physiques.
Oh.
Even if they were nearly the same weight at yesterday's weigh-in. Boxers lop and do what they can to gain mass in one day. So when it's time to fight, they hit the ring with a bigger
Pause it here.
See, Sendo's frame is...
Yeah, so I got a question for you, champ. So you were a heavyweight. You never had to cut weight. I mean, obviously you had to be in good shape, but what do you think of guys who, they come weigh in at 125 so they can fight at featherweight, but then the next day when they get in the ring, they're weighing 130, 135, 140. What do you think are like guys coming in that big?
Yeah, we had this conversation about this before, and I was thinking about that as the days went. And I never had to really lose weight only because my appearance. My
What do you mean?
Well, they're saying that I wasn't in shape, so they wanted me to look good, my weight and stuff. That I didn't look good. If I was in good shape, they know I would look good and knock guys out. And I don't know what that was when they was doing that.
They wanted you to look good. They didn't care about the
I
boxing.
wasn't fat or nothing. There's a lot of fighters out there wasn't getting criticized. But they knew that if I was in shape, I'll be hell on the boxers. They know that. And even when I was out of shape, I won fights because of the skills.
Yeah.
But what was we talking about?
So it's like, what about guys? Because heavyweights, obviously, you don't have to cut weight for weight class, but a lot of other guys do.
Yeah.
But what do you think of a guy who's going to cut, 10, 15 pounds just for the weigh-in and then walk in 2-3 weight classes heavier?
Yeah, well, first of all, we would get the impression that is really hard doing all that. And some of us was thinking, well, is he scared? Why don't he just go up to the next weight or something like that? I don't think it's that, but I think, that's what goes through my mind sometimes when I'm saying, well, why don't he go to the next weight if he's struggling to get down that weight?
That much weight. If you have to cut 15 pounds just to make, I mean,
yeah,
maybe you cut 3 or 4. All right, that's just a week of eating light. But you got to cut 15. That's maybe you belong in a higher weight class.
Maybe so. And so some boxers and stuff get the impression, oh, that guy's scared. He don't want to gain weight and go to the next class. But I think that those guys be doing it just to make that weight. They're at that weight. You're gonna have to bring a guy on and get the true story from them. But I me myself, we don't have nothing to do with like the weight. You just want to look good. And if I'm lighter, I perform better. If I'm heavier, heavyweight, I don't. But these light guys, we won't have to get them. You won't have to get them on here.
Maybe next time, yeah.
I'm not confused, but it's kind of like, well, why? I was still thinking the same way with certain guys that I know in boxing. Why can't he just go to the next weight?
Well, and
they're not scared. I don't think they're not scared.
But it's kind of a bad effect on your body to keep cutting that weight and going up and cutting and going up, right? Did you know any guys who did that a lot and what happened to them?
Yeah, they did pretty good. They made their weight. They fought strong. Some of them, but some of them I noticed they was a little weak. And then when I seen them in sparring, when they gained weight, they was like really more stronger. But when they got in the fight, they wasn't really as devastating. You do see those type of things. We're in the gym training. He's a killer, But then in the fight, what happened to all that killer stuff. But he could punch. You know, he could punch, but not like he was. So losing that weight has an effect on you. It does has an effect on you if you go too low.
Yeah.
Those guys be going too low, and then they be draining themselves. So you got to ask one of those guys.
Yeah, maybe bring them on next time. That's why heavyweight's interesting. There's no limit. So if you're cutting weight, it's just to, like you said, be in best shape, or because your promoter thinks you need to look better for the cameras.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. You know, I thought it was kind of awkward.
So I gotta say, I got one more question for you, champ. You know, we talked about listening to your second. We talked about listening to your promoter. What about the crowd? What does like the crowd do to you during a fight? Do you hear what they're saying?
It motivates you. It motivates you. When I fought Frank Bruno, I didn't get no motivate. No.
You were when you fought Bruno, you were in Wembley. You know, you were in enemy territory.
When I fought Larry Holmes, they were screaming, and when I heard some of it, it was in and out. Like I heard some of it, and then I started really going after Larry Holmes and everything. Yeah.
What about when you fought Bruno? Because Bruno, you were over in England. You were at Wembley. You were in enemy territory. What was that like? Because I gotta imagine that's kind of scary almost.
Well, they hired about, I told you before, they hired about 30 bodyguards or security, and nobody was under 6'6".
Oh my God!
They had guys 6'8", 6'9". They had 6'11" foot guys, and you know when the fight was won and we left, they had to escort us out, and it was like a war.
What the experience to deal with Tim Witherspoon? And at that point, he was all but out. Time was ticking down at the end of the round, but here you can see he's out on his feet. Took quite a lot of punishment there. Well, Sullivan for the official verdict.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Bruno, having failed to make the count, the winner and still heavyweight champion of the world,
absolute chaos going on in the ring right now. You might expect that. Few coins, I think, actually picked up about 20p here, right? 20 pence, that is, just so people at home know what that's all about.
They were throwing everything at us and hitting us and trying to hit us and I said, this is when I knew it was serious. When I seen a human being fly over we walking this way, and I seen a body go over there. I said, this is serious. And I was with my kid's mom. She was right underneath me. I said, do not fall down. Matter of fact, they told us, we're in a serious situation. Lift your feet up high and keep them moving. We knew
So you get out of the ring, you get back to the dressing room, and then what?
Oh, we fought our way back into the dressing room. And when we got there, they was trying to break in this door. At least had to be 30 feet high. It was a long, European or English type door made. It looked like it was back in the 1800s.
You're trying to break down the door?
Hey, they was ramming the door, and there's some video of it on Wild Wheeler Sports or something. They was ramming in the door, right? And I saw this afterwards. I saw it after it was done ramming the door. But we was on the other side. We was on the other side, and they was trying to ram the door in. Bam. And they was getting ready to do it too.
How'd you get out?
Oh, so Muhammad Ali was there. He was in the dressing room with us. He was all down there, and he was telling security. All the security came up there. They had police. There was at least 2,000 people outside getting ready to break the door down. So Ali told them to move out the way. And they said, Muhammad, you crazy? You know, no, Muhammad, don't do it. And Muhammad was like pushing his way, move. So he moved everybody out the way. He said, open the door. He was telling security to open the door. They said, no, we can't do that. We said, open the door. So he said it about 4 times. And then he said, open the door. And so they opened the door. The people were screaming and everything. As soon as they saw Ali's face, they stopped.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
stopped. And he said, just go away. The fight was over. I can't remember, specifically what he said, but I was standing right there.
Wow.
I was sitting, and they walked away. They stopped everything. He saved us.
Man, one word from Ali and a whole crowd just walks
They
away.
stopped. There was about it was a lot of people. They was ramming it, and it was getting ready to open up. Guarantee you somebody would have died that night. I'm telling you.
Thank God for Muhammad Ali.
Well, they was mad. Frank Bruno was their future champ, or their champ they was dreaming of. They had a chance to win the title. Man, they was really up for that fight, man. I'm telling you. They was throwing stuff at us. And
Too bad he met Tim Witherspoon.
Huh?
Too bad he met Tim Witherspoon.
Don't mess with me now. Don't mess with me.
All right, well, that concludes the first half of this fight. Next time we'll finish it, and we'll see what happens when another boxer loses in enemy territory.